This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The Manitoba government is setting its sights on a new location for its proposed supervised consumption site. This time, it's looking at Henry Avenue. A safe drug site was one of the NDP's campaign promises, but the government backed off its initial plans to put it along Disraeli after people in the area voiced their concerns. And the new proposal still isn't satisfying everyone. CBC's Gavin Axelrod reports.
This building at 366 Henry Avenue is where Manitoba's government wants to put a supervised consumption site. The province says the facility would allow people to inject drugs with staff on hand to respond to overdoses and guide them toward treatment. The center wouldn't provide drugs, but would offer a space for supervised use.
We're moving forward with the application to the federal government. Next week we'll be doing some additional consultation sessions with the community. And I think the most important thing is, if all goes right, early in the new year, we'll have this service that we hope is going to save lives.
The government previously looked to 200 Disraeli Freeway for a supervised consumption site. Area residents voiced concerns including how close it is to a high school. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew says you won't find a school within a 250-meter radius of the Henry Avenue site.
This seems like we found a location here that's close enough to where a lot of the other services are in the region, where there is a lot of need clearly in the community, but also it's maybe set back, we could say, from some of those other places where we know kids or families are going to be in the area.
I don't like it.
Across the street, Kelly Miranda and her family have run Pampanga Restaurant and Banquet Hall for 20 years. She worries a consumption site may drive away business and create safety concerns for staff.
My concern is like the business standpoint, that I might be losing business because of my location, because families, this is a family restaurant, families might not want to be around this and be driving by and seeing what's going on.
She wishes the government gave them a heads up about its plans.
Ask us what our thoughts are. What are our struggles? Ask us what our struggles are.
A spokesperson for Addictions Minister Bernadette Smith says invitations were sent to community members Friday about consultation sessions next week. Kinew says his government remains flexible, adding experts say a supervised consumption site is a tool in the harm reduction continuum. Gavin Axelrod, CBC News, Winnipeg.
He pleaded guilty to charges involving corruption, ticket fixing, and other illegal actions. Elston Bostock had been suspended without pay since he was charged. Now the disgraced police officer has lost his badge. It's the latest information to come out of City Hall today, where CBC's Cameron McLean was there for the police board meeting. So, Cameron, what did we learn about the case involving Elston Bostock?
Well, just to refresh our memory, this was a lengthy investigation that started back in April 2024 and is still not complete. Elston Bostock was a veteran police officer with the service for more than 20 years. Last month, he pleaded guilty to a long list of criminal corruption charges, including voiding tickets in exchange for payment and committing an indignity to a human body when he took a photo of a half-naked dead victim and shared it. Today, Chief Gene Bowers told reporters Bostock is no longer on the force.
I can't say much about the Bostock's case per se and the other members charged. I don't want to affect any of the outcomes in court. I can tell you, though, that Mr. Bostock is not part of our organization anymore.
3 other officers have been charged in connection to the case. Those charges are still before the courts. A number of other officers were also named in an agreed statement of facts, including some who took gift cards in exchange for voiding tickets. Bowers said an internal investigation is still ongoing, but he doesn't expect any more criminal charges to be laid.
So, Cameron, Manitoba RCMP recently announced they've equipped most of their officers with body cameras. Do the Winnipeg Police plan to follow suit?
The chief says yes, sooner rather than later, and it could be as early as next year.
How about this? Okay. I would like to see a pilot in 2026 because there's a lot of moving parts with the digital management of that body-worn camera, and we don't want to overload our members, our civilian professional staff, or the court. So, but I would like to move on it sooner than later.
There's currently no funding in the budget for a pilot. Bowers wouldn't go into specifics, but he said there are other ways the police could conduct a pilot.
So Cameron, it's been years since people could go into district stations, but now we're hearing that soon will change. When might those reopen?
Again, the police service plans to do that early next year. They closed 3 of the 4 district stations at the start of the pandemic in 2020, leaving only the downtown station open for people to go and speak to police in person. Now Bowers says the East, West, and North district stations will reopen. He didn't have a firm date yet. He says construction is ongoing to get the stations ready to reopen. Brittany?
All right, thank you. That's CBC's Cameron McLean. A wave of avian influenza cases is affecting many wild bird and poultry farms across North America. Here in Canada, outbreaks typically spike in the fall as migratory birds gather to fly south for winter. CBC's Karen Pauls takes us to Niverville, where residents are alarmed at the number of geese dying from bird flu.
Yeah, so here's the goose sitting right over here.
Mason Goulet noticed this on his back deck a few days ago. On the retention pond at the back of his yard, more dead geese, dozens of them.
They were obviously struggling a little bit and couldn't move. Some of them we thought were maybe frozen into the ice, but I guess it happens they were actually, it turns out they were actually sick.
Scientists have already been here to collect samples.
This is my first experience with this scale of mortality.
Lab tests have confirmed it's the H5 avian influenza virus. Circulated naturally in wild birds and waterfowl, it's spread by migratory birds and causes severe illness and death.
Now we just have carcasses left, so came down to strategize how we're going to go about dealing with those.
Across Canada, there is an active avian influenza outbreak in both wild and domestic poultry. More than 16 million domestic birds have died or were culled since December 2021. That includes a cull of 300 ostriches in BC last month and 63,000 birds in southwestern Ontario.
Just stay away from any birds that are dead or not acting correctly.
So far, there's been only one confirmed H5N1 human case in BC last year, and it has not been detected in dairy cattle or retail milk supplies.
It's not a zero risk, but it is low to the general public. So most outbreaks that we've seen or people that have been infected, the vast majority are people that are either working on poultry farms or dairy farms.
But another concern, wildlife and pets.
Definitely keep your pets away from any dead birds.
As the cleanup and disposal takes place, Mason Goulet is taking that advice, keeping his cat, Martin, off the deck.
These birds are obviously sick, right? So we don't want to risk it spreading to animals.
Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Students are back at Portage Collegiate Institute after a 15-year-old was stabbed in the school's parking lot. The incident happened Thursday afternoon. RCMP say the victim was assaulted by 2 other male teens. The school was placed in a hold and secure. 2 teens were arrested within an hour of the incident. Grade 9 student Jason Kasparich says while he didn't see the altercation, everyone is talking about it.
I was quite shocked when I found out what had happened. It was recently after school hours, and I kind of have a bit of a late bus, and so I didn't leave too long before it happened. So it was pretty shocking to hear what happened, and yeah, I'm very sorry for the victim and everything that's been going on.
A pair of 14-year-olds face numerous charges, including assault with a weapon for the attack. The school division says it's looking at different safety measures it can now take. All right, let's bring in weather specialist Riley Lachak. And Riley, we had that really pretty dusting of snow that we're sitting at right now before we really soak in real winter.
Yeah, and we're getting a real blast of that as we get into the weekend, Brittany. Not so much the snow, but the winter-like temperatures as we get through Saturday and Sunday across the province. Looking at high temperatures from today, this kind of tells a bit of a story. So in Winnipeg, for example, -9 was our high. We reached that at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Typically, we'd hit that high temperature somewhere around around 3 or 4. But what we've had is a cold front that has been slowly sinking south and east as we've headed throughout the day today. So in the west, many of these high temperatures early in the day today, as that temperature has fallen even by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, places like Dauphin were around -12, for example. So yes, we've seen that happen along with some clearing as we've gotten throughout the day today as well. High pressure parked over northern Saskatchewan, northern Alberta, slowly slipping southward, and that is helping to clear skies on the prairie provinces, and what will also usher in a much, much cooler air mass as we head into the weekend here. So overnight tonight, looking at a mostly clear sky. Northwesterly winds do start to back off a bit as we head through the night tonight. Into the morning hours, still around -20 first thing. So if you have any outdoor plans first thing in the morning, really bundle up, because we're looking at a very chilly start to the day tomorrow, only reaching around -17 as we get through the afternoon. Much, much brighter, though, as we head through the weekend. There's another round of snow headed our way as well. Brittany, I'll have more on that when I come back.
All right. Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, you're looking at a live shot of zoo lights at Assiniboine Park Zoo. And if you're heading there this weekend, there's a way you can not only fill your belly, but help those who are struggling. We'll explain next. Food Banks Canada reports that more than 2 million people in Canada used food banks every month in 2025, with 1 in 3 being children. CBC is supporting Harvest Manitoba for another year of Make the Season Kind. $1, 1 can of food, or 1 hour of your time can make a difference to people in need. And this weekend, people visiting the Assiniboine Park Zoo are also helping. That's where CBC's Chloe Friesen is live tonight. Chloe, what's happening down at the zoo?
There are people enjoying these beautiful lights here, Brittany. We've got a lovely moose behind me, but something else that's happening that is perfect for this chilly weather is we have a food truck. This is a new CBC Make the Season Kind food truck. It is serving up soup, which is a great choice for the evening here. It is a red lentil, bulgur, and rice soup created by Chef Mandel Hitzer of Deer and Almond. I tried the soup. It was delicious. It's got this lovely smoky flavor. And what's really cool is that it was created using pantry staples. That was the challenge put to Chef Hitzer, to use things that would often be donated to a place like Harvest Manitoba. And for a small donation, folks here at Zoo Lights can get some soup with all the proceeds going to Harvest Manitoba. Brittany, this is an organization that we know feeds around 60,000 Manitobans on a monthly basis, including folks you wouldn't necessarily expect. I spoke to a food bank user at her small business in St. Boniface. Miranda Merle-Courtois has a special holiday promotion running at her small spray tan business.
If you bring a tin for the bin, a non-perishable for Harvest Manitoba, after your spray tan service, people are able to pick a present from under the tree. Every present has a discount from 10 to 50% off.
But this is more than just a deal for Miranda.
I'm one of the tens of thousands of Manitobans that has accessed a food bank through Harvest Manitoba this past year.
In November, Miranda posted this video to Instagram, telling her friends, family, and clients that she uses a food bank.
I said, what if I just shared it one time? What if I made it look like, hey, a Harvest recipient looks like me?
Behind the curated glitz and glam of her social media, Miranda is a single mom to a 10-year-old daughter who sometimes struggles to make ends meet.
I'm shopping deals all the time, and I've always shopped No Name, but even now No Name, you look at the price and you're like, that's a little much.
She picked up her first hamper from Harvest Manitoba 8 years ago.
I felt relief, honestly. That was the biggest feeling. I was surprised by how much food that was back then. Things have for sure changed over the years, but back then I was like, this is a lot of food. This will definitely get us by.
Since then, she's only seen prices rise.
It's almost like anger. Like, it's almost because it's so unfair that we're all working full-time jobs. We're doing our absolute best. And then sometimes I feel like it's almost like anxiety that we're around grocery shopping, because I'll put everything and I'm like taking things out.
Harvest Manitoba President and CEO Vince Barletta says more Manitobans with jobs are using a food bank.
It just goes to show that affordability challenge is really hitting the working poor and people with jobs across the board.
According to Harvest Manitoba's 2025 report, 1/3 of food bank users are currently employed. Almost 70% are women, and 45% have children under 18. The report also shows that inflation and the cost of living continue to drive Manitobans to food banks.
It's a real challenge, and especially for folks that are really living on those tight budgets month to month, which is a growing proportion of Manitobans. That food bank has become part of Manitoba's social safety net.
Miranda says it's comforting to know that the net is there, but is happy to share that she won't need to use the food bank this month.
Success for me looks different. It doesn't look like, the new car and the house. It's really stability. It's not having that anxiety at the grocery store, maybe. It's that feeling of, oh, rent is due and I didn't flinch.
A feeling she's hoping to have many times in the coming year. Chloe Friesen, CBC News, Winnipeg.
So, Riley, I've just done a quick look. So far today, $422,604 and some change has been raised for Harvest Manitoba. So far this day alone, of course, Harvest still accepting donations for Make the Season Kind all weekend long. Monetary, non-perishable food items. Really, anything you can, they will accept. cbc.ca/kindmb is where you can go to get all of that information.
Way to go, Manitoba, so far.
So generous.
Yes,
really
always.
so generous, so charitable, and really it's going to have a big impact on people this holiday season.
For sure. Dress warm if you're heading out this weekend, because we are looking at some very chilly temperatures for this time of the year. I'm going to start with our Santa Parade forecast, or I guess our holiday activity forecast. There's a few happening in the province this weekend, happening through the day tomorrow in Winnipeg Beach. There's a tree lighting happening at 6 p.m. Looking at the temperature for that around -18. At the same time, Santa's visiting Gimli, -18 degrees, and also at the same time, somehow also in Melita, where the temperature will be close to -20 as those parades are getting underway. So dress the kids up. Dress yourself up too if you're heading out, because we are looking at temperatures well below seasonal for this time of the year as we head into the weekend. And you can sort of see this on our upper level pattern right here. This is the polar vortex. This is that constant area of low pressure around the North Pole. It's slipped a little bit further south because of a ridge that we have in the west. So it's displaced a little bit, and that's what's leading to some of these cooler than seasonal temperatures really right across Western Canada and the territories as we get into the weekend here. That combined with high pressure close to the surface. So as we get into the evening, wind's still going at a bit of a clip tonight. Will start to die off as we get into the day on Saturday, but still could be a bit breezy at times as we get through the day tomorrow. But a lot sunnier as we head through Saturday, through the early part of Sunday. Then I'm looking at the next in this parade of clipper systems that push across the province as we head Sunday into Monday. I'm looking at the potential for some light snow in Winnipeg and pretty broadly across the south once again to start early next week. Although there is a little bit of uncertainty still in the track of this next one as it pushes into the province on Monday. All right, as we head upper levels in terms of temperatures, we do get that ridge that starts to push a little bit further east as we start next week, but it's fighting against this cold air mass into the northern parts of the province, into northern Ontario, northern Quebec. So there's going to be a little bit of a competition here with some of this air to the west versus what's happening north and east of us. Right now it's looking like the cold air wins that battle and will stay below seasonal here as we head into the next several days yet. So temperatures by the afternoon, -17 in Winnipeg, -18 in Brandon. This should be our overnight lows for this time of the year. So that gives you a sense of how far off the mark we are temperature-wise. -18, we start to get some clouds building in as we get into Sunday. And then Brittany, I'm looking at periods of light snow to start next week. Bit of a bump in temperatures with a warm front that pushes through. And then we get right back into the deep freeze by the middle of next week once again.
Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
And this is the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir. They were up bright and early to perform here at CBC as part of Make the Season Kind. They are Western Canada's longest running adult choral group. More straight ahead.
Offspring of the Virgin's womb, veiled in flesh the Godhead see, hail incarnate deity, pleased as man with man to dwell, Jesus our Emmanuel. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Manitoba is taking on the big grocers, and it's ready to fight. It's trying to spark more competition in a bid to lower food prices. But a food economist doubts opening the market for more stores will actually make buying food cheaper. The CBC's Ian Fraze reports.
Bob Canoe says he's got a secret weapon to make your grocery bill cheaper.
We could be the first province in Canada that actually has real competition in the grocery sector, and people don't even know.
He's talking about eliminating something called restrictive covenants, real estate deals signed by grocers that prevent similar stores from opening nearby. The province recently passed a law banning new agreements. Existing agreements can continue if they're registered with the province. 46 were registered by this week's deadline, while another 20 were abandoned by the grocers.
Right there, just by passing this bill, we got more competition in the grocery sector.
The 46 active agreements can be challenged all the way to the municipal board if they're in the public interest.
I told the public service delivery minister I would like these to be challenged.
The premier is confident banning restrictive covenants will lead to more grocery stores and lower prices. But a food economist doesn't expect big stores to suddenly pop up.
We don't have a lot of 40,000 square feet of empty space in most prime grocery locations.
Meaning the stores that could open are small.
Most of these small stores are niche players. They aren't competing on low prices with those big people.
He says the issue isn't the availability of groceries, but people's incomes. Ian Fraze, CBC News, Winnipeg.
For only $800,000, you can be the proud owner of the former headquarters of the Manitoba Progressive Conservatives. The PC's former home at 23 Kennedy Street is up for sale. The 3,600 square foot house faces the Lieutenant Governor's residence and the grounds of the Manitoba Legislature. The house was built in 1912. The PCs moved into new offices on Donald Street earlier this year. For 60 years, Brandon's Friendship Centre has been serving southwestern Manitoba's biggest city. It helps bring people together to connect with Indigenous culture and support in an urban area. CBC's Chelsea Kemp has more.
So 3 and
carefully measuring out a star design, Audrey Graham is passing on cultural teachings she's received at the Brandon Friendship Centre.
2.
For 60 years, it's been a cultural hub. The nonprofit was started by 3 women in 1965. They wanted to take on racism and help urban Indigenous people. Now, it's the longest-running friendship center in Manitoba, with almost 130 staff in 11 buildings.
You want that middle line again?
Graham says the center's welcoming atmosphere helped the nonprofit grow strong community roots.
It's not just a place to work or a place to be, you become a family.
The center celebrated the milestone anniversary in November. Board President Alden Foy says its original mission has helped the center thrive. It now has programs from prenatal to seniors, from housing to drop-in services, and cultural crafts to ceremonies.
If we didn't exist, there would be a huge hole within the city, within the community, and it would take a lot of organizational structure to be able to replace us.
Sewing group members say they're making friends while strengthening their culture.
I remember doing this with my mother. It just I didn't do it until now. Oh, I loved it. It just felt like my mother was close by beside me, watching me create.
Relearn those things which you lost when you were in the apprehended as an Indigenous children in the 60s and 90s group. So I think it's a really excellent.
Graham says their work is all part of community building.
You're welcomed with loving arms, open arms. So yeah, it's a great place to be, especially if you're on your own and you're new to the city or whatever and you're looking for community.
For now, Graham's helping pass on knowledge. She says everyone at the center has stories and teachings to share that will help it grow for another 60 years. Chelsea Kemp, CBC News, Brandon.
62 Indigenous sacred and cultural items are on their way back to Canada from the Vatican Museum. Some have been on display, others stored in vaults since the early 1920s, including a century-old kayak from the Northwest Territories. The repatriation of these items began with the Inuit Aloi, who wanted their kayak back. As Juanita Taylor tells us, it led to so much more.
So this must have been a very old one that was used a lot.
Daryl Nasugaloa can look at a kayak and know it's from his region in the Western Arctic.
Horn at the ends, yes. It's unique to this area, and they're fragile, but they were designed to be very light and fast.
His and other Inuvialuit strong connection to their culture helped identify this century-old kayak. Roman Catholic missionaries sent it to the Vatican along with roughly 100,000 other objects for the 1925 Vatican Mission Exposition. But it's not clear if they were sent as gifts or if they were taken.
The gunnels there.
Now, 100 years later, the kayak is returning to the Inuvialuit.
It's a part of our history, our culture.
Dwayne Smith is leading efforts to repatriate the kayak. He's the chair of the Inuvialuit Regional Corporation. Those negotiations also helped advance First Nations and Métis efforts to bring home some of their sacred objects. Altogether, 62 pieces.
We can show this part of our history and our culture to our own communities, especially to our youth.
When the items left the Vatican, they got trucked to Frankfurt, where a flight donated by Air Canada is bringing them to Montreal. Negotiations between Inuit and the Vatican began in 2022, just before Canada's Indigenous group's historic visit to Rome, where they met with the late Pope Francis and joined a private tour of the Vatican Museum. Former Dene National Chief Gerald Antoine was there.
It tells you that we're on the right path of truth moving forward.
Smith says getting the kayak back is a form of reconciliation.
I hope others, such as the British Museum, the American Museum, consider repatriating these artifacts back.
The cultural objects will be arriving in Montreal on Saturday and brought to the Canadian Museum of History in Gatineau, Quebec for examination, where Inuit, First Nation and Métis leaders will get to see them and decide on their final destination. Juanita Taylor, CBC News, Ottawa.
As Christmas approaches, churches are filling with concerts celebrating the season. One production aims to be a welcoming place for Christian members of the 2S LGBTQ+ communities. Messiah Queered puts a new spin on an 18th century work. CBC's Christopher Garreau has more.
It's music meant to bring people together during the Christmas season. The Steinbach area's Christian queer community gets its first look at Messiah Queered this Sunday. Steinbach Neighbors for Community, a local 2S LGBTQ+ allies group, organized the concert. Geneva Halverson is singing the words taken straight from biblical scripture. They say the message of Messiah is clear.
Well, for me, that Christianity is for everyone. That it's not just for people that follow a certain set of rules, but it's for anyone that believes in God and Jesus, and that's to me what's so special about it.
Saith the Lord. The first performance is Friday at Winnipeg's St. Mark's Lutheran Church. Steinbach's Grace Mennonite Church is the other venue for Handel's 18th century piece. Steinbach's United Church is also lending its support. Having pastors and congregations open their doors to his community is vital for organizer and violinist Trevor Kirchenoff.
And there are individuals who have experienced a lot of trauma in the church. So to have an event where these churches are affirming and welcoming and so supportive, it's a really beautiful thing.
The queered part of Messiah Queered also refers to soloists swapping voices. Tenors become sopranos. Sopranos become tenors. And people in the audience are invited to sing along. After online threats led to the cancellation of Steinbach Pride this summer, security precautions are in force. But conductor Ken McDonald hopes the Christian song of peace for all rings out loud.
We're doing something I think that's very aligned with the message of the piece, and I don't anticipate any issues with people we're playing Messiah in churches.
Organizers say this version of the nearly 300-year-old musical performance may become another annual tradition for everyone who celebrates Christmas in Steinbach. Christopher Garreau, CBC News, Steinbach.
If you happened to look up last night, you might have caught a glimpse of something very eye-catching, the last supermoon of 2025. The moon looks brighter and larger than usual as its orbit moves closest to Earth. And if you missed it, you'll get another chance if the skies are clear. Astronomers say the moon will remain nearly full again tonight. In the northern hemisphere, the so-called cold moon comes just days before the winter solstice. That's Winnipegger Jocelyn Gould. She won a Juno Award for her debut jazz album. Jocelyn and Carl Kohut take us to break. Families in Manitoba are increasingly struggling to make ends meet and feed their kids. Between rent, high food prices, and the cost of living, there's a spike in need. Vince Barletta is the Harvest Manitoba president and CEO, and I spoke with him earlier. Vince, we know that life is expensive these days for everybody. So what are you guys seeing at Harvest when it comes to the amount of people that are coming in need of help?
Yeah, well, at Harvest right now, we're seeing record numbers of Manitobans all across the province visiting food banks. In a typical month today, it won't be uncommon to see as many as 60,000 individuals visiting a food bank somewhere in Manitoba. That's in the city of Winnipeg, in the suburbs, rural communities, and in the north. It's broadly based and it's growing, and it's 150% more people than we saw just 5 years ago.
People seem to have an idea of who they think uses the food bank, but we really need to get that out of our mind because it's really not the assumption that you want. We see that face changing very rapidly every year. Who is actually using food banks?
Well, there's no one prototypical person or family or household that goes to a food bank. We're seeing, again, broadly based challenges with affordability all across our province. So we do see perhaps more traditional households visiting food banks, so folks that are on income assistance, folks that are on disability benefits, who maybe are more traditionally what people would think of the unemployed as individuals that would visit a food bank. But it's much more broadly based than that. We're seeing a third of folks that visit a food bank have a job. We're seeing more families with children, we're seeing more seniors, and we're seeing more people who live with disability and illness, for whom that disability and illness is driving them into poverty. So it's broadly based, it's capturing larger demographic groups, and we're seeing more and more of them in their tens of thousands coming to food banks across Manitoba.
We know that we saw an influx of people in Winnipeg and using your services this summer when we saw those wildfires really wreaking havoc around the province. What did you guys learn about food insecurity during that time?
Well, I think what a person learns going through an emergency situation like the summer wildfires is that type of food insecurity emergency can happen to anybody. No one's immune from emergencies, natural disasters, economic shocks. And so when we saw disasters like we had this summer, Manitobans came together and wanted to help one another. And in the case of Harvest, we worked with our friends at Manitoba, Kuwait, and Aoki-Mackinac, Food Matters Manitoba, to open up our kitchen facilities so that those organizations could cook traditional foods for elders that were displaced by forest fires. If you can imagine, you're used to eating a traditional diet, and all of a sudden you're in Winnipeg, you're eating fast food, you're not getting access to those traditional foods. So hundreds of meals a day cooked for elders, distributed. We feel it made a big difference, and we were happy to be able to do it.
One thing we keep hearing now from so many people is that Harvest and food banks have become a safety net. Has that changed? Is that something new?
Well, I think food banks have always been there as a safety net for a certain part of the population here in Manitoba and really across the country. We've been around now for 40 years, and we have some households that, due to their deep poverty, people, for example, living on income assistance. Can you imagine trying to feed yourself and your household on $1,000 or less a month when you're paying rent and all your other expenses? So for those folks, they may need to access food banks for a long time. The bigger challenge is that we're seeing food banks as a safety net for a growing part of the population, including seniors whose pensions don't make the end of the month, families with children who simply can't make ends meet with the income that they have.
Have we seen anything change because of Trump's tariffs and the trade war? Is that impacting what you guys are getting or what you're able to actually give people?
Well, it certainly creates a lot of anxiety, and it creates a lot of uncertainty. We've seen certainly in various parts of the country where tariffs and global challenges are creating havoc within the economy here in Manitoba, whether it's around pork and canola and other agricultural commodities, creating some real hardship in parts of rural Manitoba and in parts of the city of Winnipeg as well. So none of us are immune from the rising prices and the economic shocks that come from tariff wars and trade wars. And of course, if that economic uncertainty starts to turn into large-scale unemployment, then we really have challenges that food banks are going to have to face along with the rest of the community in the years ahead.
What do we need to do to really make a big change?
Well, there's a few things. One, for those that are living in poverty, we need to get their incomes up. And that means providing better support for folks that are on income support. That means fully funding a Canada disability benefit. For hundreds of thousands of Canadians, having a disability is a life sentence to poverty. We need to do better in this country. We also need to do more for families. Programs like $10 a day childcare is excellent, but not everybody has access to the childcare spaces when and where they need them. And then other actions, of course, as well, like affordable housing and dealing with general affordability for essentials that we all buy every day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course, Riley, this is all part of Make the Season Kind. I just did a quick check. So far, almost $430,000 has been raised today for Harvest Manitoba through generous donations. Those Harvest Manitoba is still accepting donations for this campaign all weekend long, both monetary and non-perishable food items. And if you'd like some more information, you can visit cbc.ca/kindmb.
All right.
Like we've been saying, such generous Manitobans.
Yeah, exactly. Manitobans always step up. Okay, let's do Feline Friday as we head into the weekend here. Maybe the thought of the generosity of Manitobans will warm you up a bit on what's going to be a very cold weekend for us here in the province. So here's Tommy. You have to kind of look close because he's hiding amongst the leaves here, which I'm sure by now are probably covered in a good layer of snow. Thank you, Diane, for sending this picture in. Please keep sending yours to talkback@cbc.ca. So in the morning, looking at temperatures still around -21 by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Northwesterly winds have started to back off, maybe a bit breezy at times, but as we get through the day, we'll start to see the wind starting to lighten up a bit as we get into the afternoon hours. -17 in Winnipeg by 4 o'clock and -19 as we head into the evening. All right, looking outside over downtown Winnipeg right now, -17 in the city. Think back to where we were at 1 o'clock this afternoon at -9. That's how far we've dropped through the afternoon hours. Light west wind right now at 11. That pressure rising as we see high pressure starting to push into the province. Look at your overnight forecast. Temperatures dropping into the -20s across the south, -27 in Roblin, -25 in Swan River. Could see wind chill values getting close to or below that -30 mark through the overnight hours. -24 in Thompson, Flin Flon, The Pas, Ocean, Lynn Lake, -26 into Dooley Lake. Maybe a few flurries along the Hudson Bay coast, but remaining windy along the Hudson Bay coast as we get through the overnight hours. As we head through the day tomorrow, looking at -22 in Thompson, a mix of sun and clouds, -20 in Flin Flon, -19 in OCN, Grand Rapids also -18 degrees, mainly sunny skies. Looking at the south, mostly sunny. We'll start to see that remaining cloud pushing out as we get through the day tomorrow. -15 in Morden, Winkler, Emerson, -16 in Sprague. So temperatures that are well below seasonal for this time of the year as we head through the day tomorrow. Quick peek at Sunday. Not getting close to that seasonal mark, still well below seasonal for this time of the year. We'll start to see some cloud cover building in as we get through the day tomorrow. So -14 in Dauphin, -15 in Swan River. This is ahead of that next push of some cool or another clipper system that will push through the province early next week before we start to see some cool conditions back toward the middle of next week. So -21 in Thompson as we head through the day on Sunday. And again, Brittany, these temperatures 8, 9, 10 degrees below seasonal for this time of the year.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is in Washington, where he met with Donald Trump on the sidelines of the FIFA World Cup draw. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum was also part of the discussions. The Prime Minister's office says the three leaders met for about 45 minutes and talks took place without any staff present. Carney's office says they agreed to keep working together on CUSMA, which is up for a review next year. Relations between the three nations have been upended by Donald Trump's sweeping tariffs during his second term in office. Meantime, new data from Statistics Canada indicates the national unemployment rate fell to 6.5% in November. The economy added an unexpected 54,000 jobs, though most of them were part-time. The new rate is at a 16-month low, and it was the second straight month in which unemployment dropped. The average hourly wage is now $37 an hour, a 3.6% increase from last year at this time. Netflix has agreed to buy Warner Brothers in a blockbuster $72 billion deal that would transform the entertainment industry. The deal would hand one of Hollywood's most prized and oldest assets to the streaming pioneer and make Netflix a colossus in streaming. By acquiring Warner Brothers, Netflix would take over HBO, HBO Max streaming platform, and DC Studios. This would help the streaming giant fend off competition from Disney and Paramount. The bid is likely to face intense antitrust scrutiny and still needs approval from U.S. regulators.
I sail with 7 rows in a boat that never floats.
And here's another musical guest who joined us here at CBC as part of Make the Season Kind. This is singer-songwriter Arnold J. We're back right after this.
I got a message from you, love. I started bling, then I started cry. When you asked of our forbidden garden, thorns on the roses are growing sharper every day, and Eden is burning. But baby, I'll be there when you're gone. Eden is burning. But baby, I'll be there.
Well, the NHL's Heritage Classic outdoor game is back and returning to Winnipeg, according to an online NHL leak. The league pulled a seemingly unintentional tease about the event Thursday. An online post said the outdoor game would take place October 25th, 2026 at Princess Auto Stadium, the football home of the Blue Bombers. The Jets will host the Montreal Canadiens. Well, a source with True North Sports and Entertainment wouldn't confirm or deny an outdoor game is planned. They pushed to an announcement coming as soon as this this weekend. Now, this would be the second time an outdoor game has been hosted in Winnipeg. The Jets played the Oilers at that same stadium back in October 2016. Of course, there were some issues with sun and temperatures that caused delays, but all 7 Heritage Classics have been played in Canada, the last one in 2023 in Edmonton.
Well, we certainly won't have any issues with the ice freezing this weekend with the temperatures that we're seeing. Although a good reminder to check the ice before you head out. Even though we are looking at cold temperatures, it does need to be a certain thickness before you can start to venture out onto it. So just keep that in mind as we head into the weekend. Minus 17, minus 18 through Saturday, Sunday for Winnipeg into Sunday. We'll get some cloud building in as we get through the day. Another clipper in this seemingly parade of clippers coming our way as we get through Monday. Periods of light snow. That does bump temperatures up slightly. Then we're getting back to below seasonal temperatures. By the middle of the week, minus 14s for Wednesday and Thursday. We will get some clearing back, and we'll do this all over again by next Friday with a bit more sunshine, but temperatures that are well below seasonal. Harvest Manitoba is still accepting donations for Make the Season Kind all weekend long, Brittany. Both monetary and non-perishable food items are being accepted.
And we know Manitobans have already been so generous. I just checked, Riley. So far, more than $436,000 raised today so far. You can help by visiting cbc.ca/kindmb, and donations are accepted until midnight on Sunday. Tonight, we leave you with more from the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir. Have a great night.
Joy